What is going on, everyone? Jason, Train Freak here, and kind of just decided to go live at the last minute, so I did not schedule this. But before I get into too many intros, we do have a train coming, so let me go ahead and flip the camera around so that way you can see it. And we'll do that right there. How about that? All right, so we do have a train coming. Looks like Union Pacific. Maybe some auto racks are coming. So, and I did see a green signal as well. So I just literally got to the tracks. So we're probably going to have a train meet, or we're going to have back-to-back trains in opposite directions. Good old auto racks. So far, it's a unit train. These are one of my favorite type of unit trains. They're not always boring. Sometimes you get to see some old equipment on here. Let's see if I can spot one ahead. But hopefully everyone has had a good start of the week. I have not had the chance to go live earlier this week like I normally do. Been about a week since I have been live. Probably been a week since I have been live. The last half of my week I was on vacation with Dwight, where we went up to Branson, Missouri, spent some time up there, went to Springfield a couple of days, did a couple of things up there as well. Had a lot of fun. Checked out a couple of hobby shops. One of those being Iron Planet Hobbies. So I got to go check that one out for sure. And we got Mystic in the house. Yo, Colonel Cotton Belt. That's right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the camera back just for a little bit because I do see a green signal, which tells me we do have something coming from the other direction. Who knows what it could be anything, could be. And we got Randall Ellison here. What's going on, Randall? I was up in your neck of the woods last week. Mm. Oh, it's so. But yes, I do have a green signal. So, how was y'all's weekend? And how is the beginning of your week going? Yo, Tammy and Ray, mom and son train rail fans. Good lunchtime, Jason, and all in chat. Yes. As soon as I get here, a train comes, and guess what? Here comes the other one. I'm watching the gates go down as we're speaking. Oops, get the right camera good. And not seeing the headlight yet, but the gates did just go down. So we do have something coming. So the train that just went by, the auto racks, is moving northbound. They were on main number 2. This one is going to be on track 1 headed south towards North Little Rock, towards the North Little Rock yard. And this one doesn't look like he's moving very fast, even though I see a whole bunch of heat coming from the exhaust. But he's coming. This one actually has one of the newer Union Pacific paints on it. So no wings on the nose. And it might have flags. Yep, it does have flags at the very front of the cab. So this is one of UP's newer paint jobs. Oh, heavy load here. 2 bays. And the springs are all compressed. So a lot of times what they carry in these 2 bays is going to be either cement mix, could be just sand. Somebody graffitied on that one car and called this the trunk train. Not sure what your political views are, but we're going to keep those comments out of the stream. All right, so Tammy is saying our past few days have been miserable. Oh, that's funny. Train building flooded from rain on Monday, so we are cleaning up and putting stuff back. No damage to any layouts or trains. Luckily, we had all the wires up. Well, that's a silver lining to a not so good situation. Nothing got damaged, and that's what really matters. I've dealt with flooded stuff in the past, and flood damage is no fun. So hopefully y'all are able to get all that cleaned up and taken care of. I kind of like the fact that this one is going a lot slower because you can actually get to see all the detail on these cars as they go by. And we got Opa Dodge in the house. What's going on, Anthony? The Dodge, the model train outsider is here. And thank you so much on the congratulations on 2,000 subs. Oh, there goes the OTNW. How about that? Yeah, I got to think about what am I going to do for a contest. I got to think about prizes too. Because I really don't know what I'm going to do. That was a really short 3-bay. Holy smokes. Just realized that. There goes an old old Mopac. So an old C&W and Mopac open hoppers. Now, Mystic, the other day I pulled up to the railroad tracks. I didn't get to film it, but I did see a whole bunch of old Southern gondolas come through. And I know you're big onto the Southern Railroad. And speaking of gondolas, we've got some coming up. And look at that first one right there, Mystic, just for you. Oh, there's another and another loading up on Conrail and Southern. There was another Southern. How about that? Joe Rader. Black Rock Central is in the house. What's going on, Joe? All right, let me get the camera flipped over because who knows when the next train will be coming. If there is another train to come. And Joe is also a channel member, so extended thank you to Joe Rader for being a member of the channel. Which I did put a picture up the other day for the conductors, the conductor level, which is $3 a month level, for them to see some stuff that I did end up picking up from Iron Planet Hobbies, and I picked up another kit from the Brinson Hobby Center, actually in Hollister, Missouri, which is right across Lake Taneycomo or the White River from Branson, Missouri. Got a couple of pretty good deals. So one that's not really worth seeing, I'll go ahead and tell you that. I'm not going to spoil the rest of it. I picked up a 12-pack of tortoise switch machines, brand new. And for $175. So that's going to allow me to do 12 more turnouts, which that might be close to having enough for Hickory Ridge for me to fire all that up. So I'll have to start putting some money back into electronics over there. But I'm actually wanting to change a few things up over there too. So I might have to have some more tourists to get that side finished. I've already got one installed, and that's a track that I'm not going to mess with. Basically, the only thing I'm wanting to change really is moving the main line closer to the front edge so I can add another track in there. And it's mainly for Budweiser. You know, and Passmore Gas Propane Company. And it's because if I have to go pull a tank car from Passmore Gas, I have to move this box car that's dropping grain off for Budweiser. I have to pull it out of the way. So, and I'm not really a fan of that. What I want is to make it to where I can add another track, bring it down a little bit. So that way, you don't have to move that box car out of the way to go pick a tank car up and drop a tank car off. You know, so there it goes. But yeah, 175, and they let me use my discount code in the store, so that was much better. But they had this table or two tables set up like bargain buys, and so the only reason they put this box of 12 tortoises on the bargain buy table is because someone spilled coffee on the box. That was it. So I was like, heck yeah, I don't care if there's coffee stains on the box. So, all right, let me catch back up with some of the comments. Southern gives a green light to innovation. Absolutely. I wouldn't mind having, I don't think they ever made that box car in HO scale. I know they made it in N scale. It's like the very colorful one. That would be a pretty cool box car to put like on my display. I wouldn't run it on the layout, but I would have it displayed. Randall says, stinks I didn't get a trip to Springfield when you were at IPH, but as they say, it's the railroad way, and that's it, you know. Let's see here. Do that as well. Okay, so with the boycott, Budweiser only needs one boxcar a month. Yeah, but okay, so there might be a boycott in 2023 and 2024, but in 1958 there was no boycott that I know of. So we're just going to keep it that way. Hey, we got another channel member in the house. Dwight Kerley has popped in, and Dwight, along with another channel member, Lynn McCurdy and the HDMMRC, y'all have missed 2 trains already. 2 trains right off from the bat. And I'm only 14 minutes in, and you've missed 2 trains. All right, let's carry on. And oh, so he went from tuna can to holy crap, huh? So now we're calling Dwight Holy Crap Kerley. Okay. All right, I think I'm caught up. Everybody's just pretty much saying hi to everybody. If I had to do, okay, so the other change at Hickory Ridge that I'm wanting to do is I made it, you know, there's like a little 2-track marshalling yard. And that's something that I would like to discuss with everyone. What are different types of yards on a layout? But I'm not going to go into that just this minute. But it is a marshalling yard, which is a type of interchanger. It is right now. It's just one-ended, and the other end is stub. What I'm thinking about doing is making it open-ended, so that way I can have it to where um, the northbound and southbound trains on my layout can access drop-off, pickup cars, um, just to make the switching and the operations a little bit better. So, I was on vacation last week. You know, we went, it was like half a week really. We went on vacation on Wednesday, left out Wednesday, and then we came back Sunday. Hey, Papa John Trains is in the house. Welcome, Papa John. I wouldn't really want to be hit by a train, so missing two isn't so bad. Well, Lynn, what you could do is after the live stream's over with in about 30 minutes, just hit the replay and you'll get to see both trains. So, yeah, Papa John, you missed two trains as well. And I see it was yellow, and then that, I guess dispatcher just turned it off. So, looks like we don't have another southbound coming as of right now, but you never know. There could be another one coming, we don't know it. And there is the possibility that when I say southbound, it could be a westbound train as well. Because the route where I'm currently sitting is a double main. And if you go up north along the tracks for a little while, then they do Y off, and one of them does go east over towards Memphis, Tennessee. So there is the possibility that the southbound train is actually more of a westbound train, and the northbound train could be an eastbound train. Those auto racks could be going to Memphis. It wouldn't surprise me if they do. All right, I gotta turn a little bit of air on, so hopefully y'all don't hear that in the background. Because it is pretty hot outside. My truck is saying 97 right now. It was saying 98 earlier. I know here they're calling for heat indexes up to like 110 to 115. So, and Papa John says he saw part of a train. Well, hey, so you saw the southbound. And I hear some beeping noises somewhere. Not sure what that's about, but yeah, let me thinking. Let's see. If I was to think in my head how many turnouts I have over at Hickory Ridge with the double main, there's 6 turnouts just on the main line itself. And like I said, I have 2. Oh, that's the beeping. You can probably see it right there. That vehicle right there is what's making all that beeping noise. So 6 on the main line. And then I'm going to have a couple of double slips. So that'll be, 4 more right there. Budweiser's going to need 1, 2. So 2 for Budweiser, 1 for Shaka-Sit, 1 or 2 for Wilson and Company, and probably a couple more for runarounds and whatnot. So probably about 15, between 15 and 20 turnouts. I don't know if John Schuylkill is lurking in the background or not. Maybe he was keeping up with that number for me. So, all right. So, Lynn is saying that he saw lots of trains at the old Santa Fe Depot in San Bernardino. Tried to make a video of one of the trains and engines in front, 2 in the middle. That's pretty cool. 7 engines. Yeah, Randall's saying it's hot up there too. And Randall's not too far north of me. He is probably, I would estimate, maybe 150 miles north of me. About a 3-hour drive through, windy 2-lane highways for the most part. I want to say Thayer's about 3.5 hours from me. And I'm just straight to the south of it. But anyways, so for those who have came in after the trains or during the very end of the second train, I hope y'all also had a great weekend and a great start to your week. It is officially hump day. So half of my work week is already over with, and I have another half to go. My plans for this evening is to do the recordings for rail yard tagging, so that way I can get episode 4 out for Friday. I'm thinking, all right, Opa Dodge, got to head on out. Thanks for stopping in, and we will see you next time, buddy. Take care. So I've got episode 4. I've got the slideshow part already done. I've got the actually, I might have to go back on the slideshow. I might have messed up on something. I got to go back and look at that. But I've been working on the slideshow part. I do the slideshow of all of the pictures that are put on Facebook in the Facebook group first, and then I kind of do a recording for the beginning, and then I do a recording for the end, and I add all that in there. You know, the comments and the results of the polls, you know, there. And I'm thinking starting on episode 5, I'm going to try to find a way that I can do some channel shout outs to help promote the community, but without video, so that way I don't get potential copyright strikes. Definitely do not want to do that. So it's probably going to be images or screenshots of their channel. So probably do it that way. So that's my goal. I totally forgot Thursday night. I've got a district committee meeting with our scouts in the district. I'm the district Nova committee chairman. So I totally that totally slipped my mind that I've got that coming up. So where I thought I had 2 days to get this video finished, now I really have only got 1 day. So I'm gonna try to get that done this evening. And then if I have time, I'm gonna try to get a layout update video done as well, because I have done quite a bit of work since the last update. So Randall's saying, although I'm not at home right now, I'm up here in Chaffee, Missouri. Okay, I have no clue where Chaffee is, so I'm assuming that's probably fairly close to Thayer somewhere. Now, Randall, I will say this: I went to I think it's Stratford, Missouri. What rail? I-44, if that makes any sense. What railroad parallels I-44? I didn't see anything there. I did see like red signals and whatnot, but I didn't see any trains on it. But me and Amanda went and checked out a drive-through safari up there. That was a lot of fun. I'm curious to know what railroad that is. All right, let's see. Lynn's looking forward to Friday. Hopefully I can get that out. Dwight, what do you need to know about a decoder buddy? Decoder buddies are very simple. They're not decoders. They're a buddy to a decoder. So what do you need to know? I'm actually in the process. I'm working with Nick's Trains on becoming a distributor with him, so that way I can just order decoder buddies direct and sell them to people that I need to do installs with. Oh, okay. So it's over near Cape Girardeau. Got it. Right now, I'm not seeing anything train related coming up, so it looks like the beginning of the stream was hot for trains, and right now it's. Is it hard to hook up? Not at all. Not at all. As long as you know what wires go to where, it's not hard to hook up at all. Basically, the decoder buddy, Dwight, is nothing but a main board. Typically, the best thing to use those in are either older locomotive installs where you want to convert like a board to a 21 pin, or if you want to replace the main board in a ES or in a scale trains locomotive, only because you're like me and not that much of a fan of ESU decoders and you would prefer to have soundtracks or TCS. I know people out there that are big on TCS. Um, so, and speaking of, I don't know if y'all noticed, Jimmy from DIY and Digital did a pretty fair decoder review video. And of course, everybody's going to say it's all opinionated. I mean, technically it is. But he did score it pretty fairly. I wish he would have added a couple more categories in there, and I put that in my comments on that video. So who knows? Maybe he'll do it another video in the distant future and add all of that. So send it on. I mean, I've got quite a few people in lineup right now. I think Lynn McCurdy might be next in line. I got to put a soundtracks order in, which is going to include, stuff for the next 2-3 people. So bring it on. Go ahead and send it. And then when I get ready to get to it, then you can either tell me, hey, hold off and put the next person in line, or go ahead and work on it. So yeah, you want me to do it, just go ahead and send it. Yeah, it was a pretty fair video. I mean, y'all know I'm big on soundtracks. Have been ever since I started using them. Now, I was not really a fan of the Tsunami ones because it was very, very hard to find the decoder for, the locomotive type and the manufacturer. But ever since they went to Tsunami 2 and they did a lot of consolidations, that made it to where, that it's my go-to. And now it's Blue Nami, definitely. Well, Joe, it's going to be a while before I get to you because right now I'm holding off on working on any locomotives until after the train show. I'm basically taking the whole month of August off because any decoders that I order are going to strictly I'm going to try to sell those at the train show first, and in things that do not sell at the train show, then I will use for my customers that I've ordered them for. And if they do sell at the train show, then I'll just order another batch for my customers. So TCS is great for non-sound. They have a great warranty and one with a built-in keep alive. So, hi Martin, how's it going? Thanks for popping in. So this is something I can offer that a lot of hobby shops and manufacturers will not offer. And it's because I have a agreement with Soundtracks. Any decoder that you buy from Train Freak Hobbies, including non-sound, as long as Soundtracks still manufactures that specific decoder, I can warranty it. Hands down. It doesn't matter if that decoder is a year old. If they still manufactured it and it fried, I can still warranty it. And that even includes the used ones that I'm selling. So just keep that in mind. Train Freak, heard there's a rumor you might be having an unboxing, and that is a very, very true rumor because I'm going to add that in on my next layout update video. Because on that video, I'm going to share with what I have done on the layout. I'm also going to share with what I got from Iron Planet Hobbies and the Branson Hobby Center, and from what you, Lynn McCurdy, has sent me. All right, so Joe's saying I have 2 Jeep 50s, Bachmans. I want to swap out 2, but them I can do myself. Okay, if you needed a coder, just let me know. Let me know up front. So that way I can make sure that I have what you need in stock. Let me know if you need them as 2200s, which is the 9-pin. If you want PMP boards like the one I sent you for that Alco, or if you want a 21-pin, I can do those as well. You just got to let me know. The only thing that Randall Ellison has ordered is HO Frisco decals. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some custom decals made for these cars that I'm going to be scratch building. I might hit up John Schuylkill on this one. Because he's done me really good when it comes to doing some custom decals. I've still got decals that he has done for me that I haven't used yet because it's a project that I was going to get to, and then I kind of abandoned the project. Just haven't got to it. But this project here is actually going to be going for the sawmill. And I think if I have 1 or 2 of these cars, maybe just 1 of these cars at least scratch built, I'm going to do 4 of them. But they're called War Emergency Gondolas. So they have steel or ends, but they have wooden sides and steel bracing. So this would be like World War II era. There is a company that has made them out of resin, but they no longer make them. But they didn't make them for my railroad. They made them for Texas and New Orleans, which Cotton Belt had a huge fleet of them. So I don't understand why they didn't do Cotton Belt. But getting the decals for them to look right is going to be a fun project. So Mystic said I was going to weather some cars, and I found out I didn't close the lid on my favorite black acrylic. It was completely dried out. Well, what's your favorite black acrylic? And Randall saying, yeah, I got a project locomotive in the works. Still need to order a body for the chassis. Okay. That sounds interesting. No train. So Mystic, have you ever used the I think it's by Tamiya, the weathering master stuff? It's like it looks like a little makeup container, and it comes with like 3 different colors, and it comes with a little brush, and it comes with like a little makeup applicator. I'm telling you, ever since I started using those, especially like for rust and for mud, soot, dirt, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge, huge fan of using those. Well, Dwight, I don't sell the decoder buddies right now. However, Iron Planet Hobbies sells them, and they're like $15 if I'm not mistaken. They're cheap. All it is a main board, and they have built-in resistors for your LEDs, so that's even better. And Mystic says, I haven't used that. Oh, you should look into it, man. I got them. I started using them last year. Love them. And since you're using Tamiya, you might as well, right? Shame on you, J7. Better watch that better next time. Dwight, what are you even talking about, buddy? And then Lynn says that he thought Dwight was being friendly with me by calling me buddy. I mean, I am Dwight's buddy. What do you expect? I'm everybody's buddy. I'm the only freak that you could call a buddy. And Mystic said, Dwight, when I saw the paint was completely dry, I said, holy crap. So, Mystic, the reason why your paint dried is not because you left the lid open. It was some type of failed voodoo craft that you tried to put on Dwight. And Dwight was able to cause your paint to dry out. That's what it was. And I completely agree. We're all model train buddies. Wholeheartedly, I completely agree with that. So the other thing I can tell you is they signed for Miller Engineering the Smokey the Bear Prevent Forest Fire sign. That went kaput. So I'm going to have to look and see if I can find another one. But if I do, I'm going to try to get the bigger one if I can find it. And Joe's like, but there's only one true freak. Mystic still trying to get this voodoo witchcraft hybrid figured out. I'm kind of the same way, Dwight. I like using paint versus powders. I'm not a fan. Powders, okay. So here is my 2 cents on paint versus powders. If it is something that you plan to not ever touch again, powders. Powders are great. They're actually a lot better as far as providing the blending and the detail that you want. But if it's something like a piece of rolling stock that you're constantly, moving on and off the layout, powders, not a good idea. And that's where I go with paint. If it is something that you're constantly moving around, paint. Paint, 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 paint. Or if it's something that you're still having to be hands-on, you're having to work around, definitely paint. If it's like, say, like a house or something, and you've already got all the scenery set, and all you're going to do is just set it down, then definitely use some powders on that. That would probably look a lot better. So, I guess you changed your mind about changing your channel name. Dwight, I'm assuming you're talking about me on this one, because I'm still contemplating it. And it's not really, so don't think of it as changing my channel name. Think of it as adding on to my channel name. Because either way it goes, Train Freak is going to be in there. I'm definitely not going to change the web address link. That's going to stay the same. My whole thoughts about it was adding the name of the railroad on there. So instead of it just saying The Train Freak, I was going to have it to say Train Freaks apostrophe S Delta Pines subdivision. That was my whole thinking about it. So yes, it's going to make my name go from this to this. I'm not going to change my logo. My logo will stay the same. If I do change my logo, then it's going to be a logo that I either have someone create for me or when I create myself. That's going to be a logo to the Delta Pine sub, which I cannot use the Cotton Belt Gensaw logo on that because Union Pacific still owns it. That could definitely be the channel name right there, the Train Freak your mother warned you about. But like I said, I'm not changing who I am. It's more or less adding, like, do I leave the channel name me, or do I make the channel name about what I'm doing? That's the real question in what it should be. So rebranding, I'm not going to have to rebrand much. You know, probably my channel banner, which I've got saved on Canva, so it's really just changing text. Or adding some text. So there's not going to be a lot of changing involved in that. So that was just kind of my 2 cents or my thoughts on, do I keep it? Do I not keep it? Do I add on? Do I not add on? And I still go back and forth between all day long. But it's like when I put that poll out there, it's like, oh my God, Jason's no longer going to call himself the Train Freak. What the heck? No, that was not my intentions. But that's what it seemed like. I was getting a lot of feedback. And I mean a lot of feedback. And so the vote was like pretty overwhelmingly, don't change your name, because then you're changing your identity. But I did have some good feedback from those that were like, if you add on to your name, don't have it as the Train Freak Delta Pines subdivision. Take the word "the" out and put Train Freaks, so that way it's a possessive notation, and call it the Delta Pines, or call it Train Freaks Delta Pines subdivision. So that way it's more ownership of the Train Freak sharing with everyone his Delta Pine subdivision. Even though I haven't really done a whole lot to it as of recently. So I have, but I haven't. So all right, guys. Well, it looks like we don't have any more trains for the rest of the day. So you got 2 at the beginning. Start the stream off great. And see, Dwight, if I'm not mistaken, I think you were one of them that was like, no, don't change it. But now I think after you hear my reasoning, then, you know, it's like, okay, well, that makes sense. So, and we got JD coming in at the time that I'm in the process of running on out, because I got to get back to work. And if I get back to work 15 minutes late, then that means I have to work 15 minutes late. And I don't want to work 15 minutes late. So, oh yeah, James, he was another one. Yeah, there was a few that was like big time, like, hey, you're changing who you are, don't do that. Yeah, that's not happening. You can't change a freak. And yes, I know work is a wordy bird. I get it. But guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Like I said, I'm sorry this was kind of last minute. I just pulled to the tracks. I saw there was headlight way down there. I saw there was a green light as well, and that told me that, hey, we had a couple of trains coming. So I was like, why not start the stream off right? So if you miss the trains, Go catch the replay. It's literally the first probably 10 minutes of the stream. You get both trains. So other than that, I might pop on tomorrow. It might be Friday that I pop on, depending on. Well, I do plan on being on Steve Childers' live stream on Friday, so it might be then. Who knows? Just stay in tune. So other than that, y'all be safe out there. I hope y'all have a great rest of your hump day, and I will see y'all next time. Happy railroading.